I feel honored and with pleasure that I came to this area where divine heritage meets distinguished discovery. And I toured this entire campus, and it's good to know that this has been established so many decades back. And literally every Prime Minister has come here. That is because, the importance of this institution to the nation building. So in that way, coming to this place is actually quite memorable to me. And this campus already has some of the best IIT Roorkee. In the other engineering and architectural innovation areas. And as I traveled through the campus, as I understood, what you all have accomplished over the several decades, and I congratulate you and honestly appreciate you for all the innovations that you have done, whether it is prefab, red brick, fly ash bricks, soil testing mobile units, waffle roof, and 2-pit sanitation that led to 5 crore houses defecation free, cooling roof, and advanced machinery to construct some of these modern designs, and providing architectural to Navodaya schools, to Ram Mandir, and providing the infrastructure for almost 1.2 crore PMAY houses, and being supportive in disaster affected areas and rebuilding the villages. So I have noticed all the things that you have done, and I was requested by Pradeep ji several times to visit this campus. Due to various commitments, I could not come earlier, but I regret I should have visited a little sooner for all the remarkable things that you guys have done here, whether it is earthquake resistance, fire resistance. There are so many things that are there. And it also gave me much better perspective of what this institute has been doing. And then I also, as you all know, our Honorable Prime Minister has envisioned to have almost 5 crore houses, so that no one in this country should be without house. And so far we have constructed 3.85 crores houses that were sanctioned, but 2.9 crore houses were completed. And the work that you guys do will have a remarkable impact, whether it is increasing the monthly income, safety, security, reducing the hospitalities, and empowering women through ownership, all that stuff. So, and I also, over the last 1 year, have been thinking about how to complete these houses in an effective manner. And obviously, when you are trying to build a house for every citizen across the country, cost is a barrier. Right? The government today is giving 1.2 lakhs and another 12,000 rupees for Swachh Bharat and 30,000 as a labor component through Manrega. So total around 1.7 lakhs is what the government supports. And some of these poor people may not be able to afford more money. So how can you build a cost-effective housing that can be scalable? That's when we started having discussions with Pradeep ji, and he offered some of the solutions like 3D printing. So in my view, there are certain things that we have to, see, for all these great institutions, there is a spectrum of usefulness to the public. You can give innovation, and that innovation can be taken by other companies and, can be there. But there is also another innovation where you could be an end-to-end solution provider and really take up this entire construction of these rural houses. So how can we do that in a cost-effective manner? And when I visited in Andhra Pradesh, I visit a lot of households, why they are not able to construct these houses quickly and for scale, multiple things. One, they want more money. Second, the reason they want more money is because they want to trust the building, that they want to make sure each region has its own preferences. Some regions where more advanced people, they want to construct second floor when the kids grow up. So that is one thing. Second, they have a lot of these Vastu related issues that, whatever the designs that we give, all that stuff. Vastu, people may have different opinions, but it's an ancient science, astronomy, astrology, lighting, ventilation. There are multiple things that were combined, and it has a meaningful value. So anytime when you give the housing designs and take up projects, you really have to understand what people want at the ground level, right? You're already doing quite a bit, I understand that, but these are the hidden things that you may not think in your design process, right? How can I make Vastu compliant? And how can you build the trust? Building the trust is the fundamental problem here. If you want to do 3D technology, awareness is the biggest hurdle. So think like how an individual user in a village actually receives what you are building. Otherwise, all these innovations will confine to these boundaries rather than making a huge scale impact at the ground level. For that, you have to build end-to-end solutions. End-to-end means you can work with the contractors, you can work with building materials, but if I am a poor person living in a village, all I need to do is, we are doing Awas Plus survey. It's all mobile, you go to a place where you have an empty land, and you just take a face authentication, and that's it. And it identifies, geotags the place, it takes the eKYC, and it looks at the database whether this person has availed the house before or not, and puts them into the survey. It should be the same for you guys also. Like once, that is the step one. Let's say if the government approves the house, then the second step would be, you already built various housing models depending on the location. That based on that region, that person, you cannot give 260 models to them to choose. They will be overwhelmed and it's not going to happen. You have to give 3 or 4. Single floor, double floor, right? Whatever that is. And based on that, the cost estimate. What will it cost? And in that cost, what is the actual components it would do? And then the contractor list. And it should be such a simple. So if they contact that person, or if I want this house, this design with this cost, it should go to the contractor. And from there, the contractor should come and build it end to end. Then it will make their life so much easy. And the bottlenecks of incomplete housing and all that. See, otherwise what happens, these people start something thinking the cost would be this much, but in the middle there is some shortage, cost escalations, they cannot complete. Meanwhile, they spent all the money that the government has given. These are the practical problems we are seeing at the ground. This is why a lot of houses are not being completed despite government has given money. So that kind of ground-based, practical, approachable models is what, ideally, if I were you or anybody, this is what I would do. I wouldn't do it from here. I would come from the bottom-up approach. What does a user really want? And these will come by doing multiple surveys, going to the ground, different states. If all of you researchers, scientists should go to the village, should talk to the people. Let's say if the government is trying to build a house, what exactly do you need in this area? And you asking them, these are the things, these are the 3-4 things. I don't know, you might be doing those models already, but still all the innovation that has been happening here, still I don't think it is percolating to the ground level in my view. So these are the, hopefully 3D printers and other stuff can solve some of these local material availability issues, right? depending on the humid climate, coastal climate, hot, people may not have why you are giving a sloped roof, why you are putting bigger windows in that design. All of that needs to be educated. Just because sloped roof doesn't mean it is bad, right? This awareness and education, the state implementing officials don't know that information like you do, right? You are designing based on why there are certain factors. That awareness has to be conveyed in your designs, in your app, in a simplistic manner, and this app has to integrate and talk to our rural development Awas Plus Yojana app. So those kind of stuff. And then you're already working on, and these should be, as I said, regional vernacular languages so that common people, poor people can really understand rather than just English and Hindi alone. And the other thing that I missed in this area, in this entire design is India's cultural diversity and other stuff, right? Doorways, some of these, they are all decorated with certain designs. It has that warm, welcoming feature. So is there something you can also provide in the design aspect itself based on that regional? So when they see that, they automatically, I like this design. Because if they have to get all of that, then they have to go to multiple places. It's difficult for them. So you are creating a value by yourself, by thinking deeply about that, how the emotional attachment to that house, to the consumer. So these are the things I suggest. Add that kind of vastu, that kind of entry designs that make you want this kind of design for them. Okay, so these are some of the ideas that I have. But all in all, I think you guys are doing wonderfully, and I also heard you are making money. It's very hard for a lot of the government institutions to have a budget surplus. So congratulations on that area. And the campus is also very well maintained, clean. I don't know whether it is because I'm coming today, whether it is every day like that. But if it is like that every day, I appreciate. We want Swachh Bharat, Clean Bharat. As you all know, our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji and our Cabinet Ministers Chauhan ji, we all want Vikasit Bharat. Vikasit Bharat comes from, taking everybody responsibilities for their surroundings, making all our areas clean, nice. It's not just the behavior and everything. Vikasit means everything, right? How we act, how we talk, how we take care of our surroundings. All of these will come into Vikasit Bharat. As you all know, Modi ji has been working tirelessly. There are very few leaders in this world. I was in US for 25 years. I came back to this country 1.5 years back to contest in the elections, and I won. And I fortunately got the ministry. But there are very few world leaders, that has all the depth, what I call Desh Bhakti, that passion to serve the communities, and intelligence. You can see all the countries, how there is so much geopolitical risk, how they are also going through disturbances. But this country being so diverse, so many dialects, so many regional people, variations, still we are all united, and there is a common mission that's going on continuously. If you can see, highways are being developed, airways, railways, and GSTs are getting streamlined, one tax. So there is a lot of development that's happening, and there is a lot of work that's involved. These things just don't happen. Obviously India didn't go this kind of transformation for 50, 60 years. And why we are only seeing this kind of development in just 10, 11 years is because of few people. It's usually few people that make this world amazingly beautiful. And Modi ji is one of them, and I hope you all understand and respect that thing. And I also wanted to thank Modi ji and Chauhan ji for giving me opportunity to serve the country, and for all of you inviting me and hosting me, especially Pradeep ji for relentlessly after me to come here and to see this one. So, and this is good, that 3D design house is a good design. As I told him, we have to see what we think is what they want, whether they want clean surface, all that stuff have to be talked to. Me, some of you may have a different way of looking at than the people. As I said, trust is the foundation. Is this what they want? The more you talk to the customer, because I am also I'm a doctor, but I am also a hugely successful businessman. I went into 10 different markets. In every market I won, and I won 90 to 100% market share in every area. The reason I was so successful is because I always talked to the customers. We took the feedback, we understood exactly what they want. We keep building rather than staying, we will have our own bias. So that is the key for success. So I hope all of you will continue to do that. Once again, thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you.